Salute, salute. Good with you niggas. I'm living. I'm doing well. You know what I mean? First thing first, to anybody who's tuning in on the channel, I dropped my first Battle of my Outside series. Salute to Metcalf the God. Amazing rapper. It was an honor for Corns in battle. It was definitely good. He got to speak on African spirituality. I was more of the typical battler, just on an extreme level. You know what I mean? So it was an amazing battle. Salute to Metcalf to God for that one. And we're gonna have more outside series battles coming soon. Locking in a few people who are interested, so we'll definitely be able to start doing that in the foreseeable future, as well as the big event we got going on in April. So you guys stay tuned for the big event in April. It's gonna be in Warner Robins, Georgia. Got a nice card put together right now, so niggas stay tuned and it's about to be lit. Anywho, let's chop this fable. First and foremost, with champion of the year, salute to Jay Black and the rest of them. I'm not typical media when it comes to people who cover battle rap. I've seen the beef between Tony Bro, Black Compass Media, Adept, DME Detroit, niggas flagging videos and all that whole ass shit niggas doing. And I want to be the first to say, I don't really have a dog in this race because, my channel don't really got no subscribers at all. Really, you know what I mean? Niggas ain't really paying attention when I say. But at the same time, too, I don't really have any beef with anyone to take a side in particular. But I will say this. I do understand the outcry of compromised media in general. I do understand it wholeheartedly. Because let's just be real here. Like, when we look at Champion of the Year, look at some of the niggas they listed, I don't know how some of these people got there either. My personal opinion. I don't know how some of these people, some of these niggas I don't even understand. Some of these niggas I've never even seen battle this year. Um, let's go down the list. Go look at the champion of the year. Congratulations to Rum Nitty. Salute to Rum Nitty. He is the champion of the year. I want to pull up the list first, just to go through it, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of these niggas on this list. Okay, here's the champion of the list here. Number one is Rum Nitty. Me personally, I feel like Rum Nitty deserved to be on here years ago. So I feel like that's kind of warranted. I feel like Rum Nitty is somebody who consistently put on good battles, whether he battled Big K, he battled Rum Nitty, he battled A Ward on The Riot. That was one of the best battles last year. 2-1, kind of clearly. And I just felt like he puts on so many consistent quality performances, it makes sense. Tay Rock's number two. Me personally, I don't feel he should be number two at all. I feel this is pure politics. I feel like he lost in most of his battles that he's been in last year. Kid Slade, Swamp. Hell, niggas say he had a debatable with Snake Eyes. So he should be on the list, but not number two. I feel that's madness. Easy to Block Captain at number three. The only real battle he had was Big T and Goods. I wouldn't put him at champion of the year. He should have won that the year before when he was really on his run. But salute to him. He's definitely still up there in terms of battle. Did he battle Chess last year? He battled Chess last year. He should be on the list, but I wouldn't put him at number three. I'm sorry. Chess gave you one good performance, and some niggas have Chess winning that battle. Number four, Shotgun Suge. I feel like Shotgun Suge was criminally robbed. I feel like he's been putting on dominant performances since he's been back. I think he had one battle on a smaller league where he may have lost, and he still was pretty good. But other than that, Shotgun Suge has been beating the dog shit out of everybody he's been in front of. Not just or whatever. He's been beating the dog shit out of niggas. Like, again, Tay Rock and Stumbles, niggas, he struggled with Stumbles. Suge beat the shit out of Stumbles. Suge beat the shit out of Danger Zone. Like, Suge is out here beating niggas' asses. Like, he's showing the clear level in between his opponents. he's beating the fuck out of these niggas, bro. Like he battle sheet happens, beat the dog shit out of this man, and whatever, whatever. Me personally, I feel like Shotgun Suge should have at least been number two, in my opinion. Bill Collector, this I think was this the year that he won those tournaments, and he was doing it on the tournament. Because if that's the case, he definitely deserved to be on the list. He should have been number three, because there was nobody who won the URL tournament and the King of the Dot tournament Grand Prix at the same time. That nigga made almost about $300,000 just off tournaments. We ain't about to do that with Bill Collector. He definitely deserves to be number three, if not two, just off the body of work and the niggas he was beating in that tournament. Mac Myron's, the salute to Bill. He definitely deserves to be higher on the list. Number six is Swamp. No, I'm sorry. He did good in the tournament. A lot of people feel like he should have won the tournament. But I would have put him maybe below JC on this list. JC, I feel his only bad battle that year was against Surf. That's the only clear loss. It was a clear loss on stage, but I feel, nah, he might have been in the right spot. He might have been in the spot. Danny Myers, he had a good year. He had a pretty good year. Nothing notable. He beat Fonz. Well, excuse me. A lot of niggas don't feel he beat Fonz. People feel he just performed better than Fonz. So there's that. Fonz, I'm gonna keep it a band. I would have replaced Swamp and Fonz because Fonz definitely beat the shit out of Calico in the battle this year. Fonz has put on great performances. I think Fonz be getting shit on, bro. And respectfully, like he just had Fonz be getting shit on, bro. Like Fonz is fire as fuck, bro. Like, but I do understand if he didn't have as much activity last year, but like he definitely beat the shit out of Calico. Like, so I say Fonz. I don't agree with the order. I don't have an order I'd put these niggas in because some of these niggas wouldn't be on my list. Okay, so after that, Fonz, A Ward. See, A Ward should be like right now, like Fonz and A Ward should have replaced JC and Swamp, in my opinion, because one of the battles of the year A Ward was a part of with Rum Nitty. You know what I mean? A Ward been battling consistent high level performances, been putting on great performances. I would have replaced Danny Myers with A Ward. I feel like A Ward had a better year than Danny Myers. For Danny Myers to be above him is ridiculous. A Ward lost to Big K this year. Last year, nigga, he arguably wasn't losing battles. Nah, this is my URL shit. But salute. 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 They at least got him on there. Number 11 is Jazz the Rapper. Jazz deserves. I would have replaced her with JC, to be honest, at number 7. Dominant performances, great battles, battling top competition. Shice Raw doesn't count, but she beat the dog shit out of Shice Raw. So I would have put Jazz the Rapper around what Swamp would be. Really, Swamp wouldn't be on this list for me, to be honest. Swamp or Danny Myers wouldn't be on this list for me. I don't feel like their years were really notable to really list them as well. New Jersey Twerk, 12. He shouldn't be on this list. I'm sorry. He shouldn't be on this list. Lou Castro, real sick. 2 great performances. Doesn't mitigate bullshit. And Lou Castro, it was good, but was it good because you had a standout performance, or was it finally that you came with 3 rounds and was the bullshit in the culture? You don't deserve to be on the list. That you were solely there because of Anwar. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't give a fuck how I feel about it. Miss Hustle, she deserved to be on the list as well. Dominant performances. She did some of the best, just the best she's been in a year. I always felt Miss Hustle was actually a pretty good rapper overall. I think she just left like the outside and like other goofy ass shit in battle rap really just distracted from the mission of just rapping well sometimes. And like outside of battle rap, her personality is not the most like welcoming. But as far as just her performances in battle, yeah, she definitely deserves to be on this list. I think that was a good choice. DNA is one of the most consistent battlers ever. I'm happy they're giving him his credit. DNA hardly fucking loses. He should have been on higher on this list in my opinion. I would have definitely put him over Easy to Block Captain. Clearly, DNA beat the wonton shit out of Calico for 3 rounds. Clear as fucking day. So salute to DNA. Geechee Gotti should not be on this list. So Geechee Gotti was doing nothing but getting his ass kicked all last year. He should not be on this list. He's on this list because he's friends with you niggas. I'm sorry. You know, niggas like Geechee. I've never been a fan of Geechee Gotti. Y'all let these niggas get up here and talk about the talk's different in their lives at this, that, and third, and it be generic ass material. And I'm just a real nigga mixing. I don't. That's just not. Geechee don't do it for me. I'm sorry. That shit don't. He shouldn't be on this list. I'm just keep it a band. Calico. Other than the DNA performance, Calico actually had a pretty good year. Hitman, Sue Surf. People argue that he may have not lost a battle against Averb as well. Great. His bars was great. He's performing great. He deserved to be on this list. Calico deserved to be on this list. I would have definitely had Calico where they put Danny. Danny wouldn't be on this list for me. Swamp would be on this list for me. JC would be on this list. Swamp deserves it because he put in good work, but like I just don't feel he. Other than the tournament upset of beating Rum Nitty, and did he really beat Rum Nitty, or was he just better than usual? Because I definitely didn't think he beat Rum Nitty in that battle. But it's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So I feel like Calico should have been a little higher on the list. My personal opinion. Geechee shouldn't be on here. At the very least, Calico and DNA should have been in the spot of Swamp and JC. DNA not so much. He may not have been as active, but definitely Calico should have been a little higher on the list. All right. Sheet happens. I don't know why the fuck he's on this list. I don't know why the fuck he's on this list. I don't know why he's on this list. Sorry, y'all. I don't got the app either. I don't watch app battles, so that may be my bigger point too. Is like if you don't watch the app, you be confused. I don't. Why the fuck is Kid Chaos on this list for? Salute to you, bro. You talented guys. I just don't know what the fuck you're on this list for. I don't know. I don't know why the fuck you're on this list. Like, these are the top battlers. Like, so Sheed Happens was a top battler. I mean, he had a little run when he battled JC, and then he just gets sent to the Lord's house by Suge. But other than that, was he like, what other notable run did he go on? You know what I mean? Like, what was the outside of him, his performance versus JC? What was the performance for Sheed Happens? It was in terms of the rising star. I mean, if that's the case, that makes some level of sense. But if we're just saying top year in battle rap compared to others, you shouldn't be on this list. Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes should definitely be on this list. No question, he should be a little higher on this list. In terms of 2022, he kept himself relevant. He was the champion of Midnight Madness. He did some of the most promo. He put himself out there as a battle rapper. He was one of the most talked about names consistently the entire year. Anger fan interviews, his face-offs, his energy. Definitely should have been there. Rosenberg Raw should definitely be on this list. I'm sorry to say. Rosenberg Raw should definitely be on this list. Bad News should definitely be on this list. Bad News should definitely be on this list. Again, great performances, consistent high level showings. I don't know why they're not on this list. I feel that's criminal. I feel Kid Chaos being on this list, but not a Rosenberg Raw or somebody else is a spit in the face of fans, in my opinion. But that's my opinion at the end of the day. You know, if niggas get offended, I don't give a fuck. You can fight me. But I do feel this list is compromised. We're just gonna keep it what it is. This is a compromised list. Some of the media outlets that were coming in representation of trying to vote for battlers, you have a direct interest and you have direct ties to some of the battlers that you were trying to have win. I feel personally, Rum Nitty won Champion of the Year just so that nigga could stay on contract. Sorry. You know, what Piper War said the same thing. You know, is it a conspiracy thing or is it just the truth? Like, is it being real? Because, again, great year. Like, Rum Nitty's fire. He deserves it, but other niggas have better years in 2022. We're not going to do that. Ill Will should be on this list. Rosenberg Raw should be on this list. Big K should be on this list. Big K called the biggest body of 2022. The biggest body. I think he battled Calico beforehand too. Or was that a year before? I don't know. I think it might have been a year before. A lot of people should be on the list, man. I'll just keep it a band. A lot of people who had great years in battle rap, notable years in battle rap. Shit, people talk about in battle rap. Niggas talked about Sheed Happens, but like we ain't talk about that nigga like that. Like let's not stop. A lot of this has to do when you get in those spaces. Spaces is the whole world in general in battle rap. I'm trying to figure out. There's live battling now, and in spaces. If you're battling in the spaces, it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different beast. You're no longer. It's about a different set of rules. You got to get yourself known out there in the spaces. You can have a name live and be battling in your region, but in the spaces community, no one knows who the fuck you are. And vice versa. You could be battling on spaces, building a name for yourself, but live, nigga, you can't even bring about 5 niggas in the room with you. So, I do feel that some people were on here and on this list solely because of personal ties that people have with them. I don't agree with this list. I feel like media is compromised. I feel like a lot of the media that's covering battle rap now has a stake and interest in a particular league, so their opinions and their criticisms are always mitigated for the league. You know, we allow people to lie, disinformation. We allow people to publicly disrespect other entities. Like, off the topic of champion of the year, it feels compromised. Even with the URL and RBE thing, you have artists who are directly putting URL in trouble by the stupid shit they're doing. Like Casey J is a dumbass, because if you're trying to protect the vested interest of the company that's paying you, why would you then do something that can get your company in trouble for bootlegging your rival's event, knowing they're not allowed to do so? I saw a depth video when he said that that he said ARP part of the same program and stuff, and the lawsuit just a publicity stunt. I mean, yeah, that's an expensive publicity stunt then, because he's definitely taking a nigga to court. And I would just say that if it is a publicity stunt, you're doing this just to build a case. I don't know what part of the publicity stunt would be that Casey J would be building a case for ARP against the URL, just for being sheerly foolishly ignorant. I don't know who would do that for publicity. I think we give a lot of the people more credit than they deserve. The people are just shady businessmen and just assholes. You know what I mean? Do I believe in secret societies, bro? I do, but I don't. I don't attribute human greed and avarice to otherworldly beings, especially when there are definitely secret cult societies doing some weird shit in the world. It may not be about battle rap though. Just my personal opinion. But on off that, let's get off that. So as you guys know, they're trying to remove African American studies from schools right now. Legislation basically. Imagine of Rudy, the first black woman who went to an all-white school. Basically saying that when she was allowed to go to school, the white people that didn't want her to go there now don't want people to read about how we didn't want her to go to the school. We don't get enough attention about this since it's Black History Month, but the irony that there's a strong push in conservative states to remove African American studies from school because they call it revisionist history. And at the same time, white people got mad about the 1619 project coming out. They said that, oh, if you're so mad, why don't you leave? And all this other rhetoric when people are simply just reminding the United States of the history it has with African descendants of the diaspora, and how we were treated, and how our country was built on the backs of slavery, destruction, death of a particular group of people. It's nothing new. I don't know why we like to play games and act like it's something else when it's not. I don't know why we like to play these games, but we like to play these silly ass games. And I don't understand that. Me personally, I feel like we as a community, we owe ourselves more. We owe ourselves a bit of an injustice to we owe ourselves more to the future generations to come by at least trying to fight against the tide that's turning against our history. You feel what I'm saying? They're trying to erase our struggles from history. They're trying to erase our descendants' histories. I know a lot of people get tired of slave movies and slave stories and stories of oppression. True. Those people don't deserve to be forgotten about. Those people don't deserve to have their stories abandoned because it doesn't suit our sensibilities. They deserve to have their stories told. They deserve to have their stories preserved through history. And they have every right to be remembered by us, as well as those that we remember for being kings, gods, and rulers. We should also remember those who had nothing that still fought and still tried to survive and have retained their humanity despite being denied so for almost 1,000 years. I need people to take this more serious. This is actually very destructive for next generations and not have the proper context of the history of into which they come from. And the people that don't know their history are doomed to repeat the same mistakes of history. We have to preserve our black history, no matter what. No matter whether you don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't want to hear the slave stories and this, that, and third. Some of you niggas aren't even blood tied to the African faiths and religions you be trying to quote and bring up when you talk about we kings, this, that, and the third. Some of y'all not even from West Africa. Some of y'all not even from Africa. Some of y'all are actually blood ties are from Aboriginals. But because you don't know your own history, you wouldn't realize that blackness was never an homogenous monolith and that we all came from different parts of the world, whether you were an Aboriginal that was already here, that was one of the fellow people that traded with Abukari III when he came here 130 years before the colonists, or whether you were part of the migrated people that came from West Africa to the Caribbean. You could have been a brown Native American that was here. I mean, I think the issue is that we look at blackness as white people. So then when they try to take away our history, we say we don't want to see slaves. Those we were more than that. But you don't even have any idea of how much more we were. Because they even said the French and Indian War. When you go back into the text and you look at how people described the war, they described it as a Negro war. But you know what they called Negroes back in the day was the Yamasee people who were Native American. But you know what they call us? Negroes. Pay attention. That's called having an understanding of Black history. It's a motherfucking Nerd Rap podcast. Um, the major thing is I need us to have more love and sanctity for our history. And someone's gonna take it away from us. And they're making a push to do that right now. They're making a push to do that in school systems alike. They're trying to remove and rob us of our own history and our own understanding of how this country was formed. And it's Black History Month. But what